Today's topic is matcha. It has practically blown up in the nutrition industry, being labeled as a superfood from countless sources. To understand what makes it so beneficial for the body, we are going to go all the way down to its chemistry to look at its nutritional qualities. And stick around to learn how to include it into the diet in delicious ways. Matcha is a powdered green tea derived from the leaf of the Camellia sinensis plant. One of the most popular ways to consume matcha is to drink green tea. But let's clear up one thing right now. Not all green teas are made from matcha, though matcha green tea seems to be one of the most popular ones. And the green tea that is made from matcha many times is not solely matcha because more ingredients are added to it. So while green tea is beneficial, matcha is much more beneficial because it is way more potent. Okay, now let's jump into the benefits. So matcha contains an amino acid called l-theanine. Amino acids are what make up proteins. This amino acid is unique to the tea plant and is made in the roots. This is l-theanine's chemical structure, which basically shows all the elements that make it up. There is another compound called glutamate, whose chemical structure is quite similar to l-theanine. This makes sense because in the roots of the plant, l-theanine is created from glutamic acid. Because of this similarity, l-theanine has the ability to bind onto glutamate receptors found in cells. Glutamate is known as an excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain, but excess glutamate can often cause hyperexcitability and is known as glutamate toxicity. This can lead to stress, anxiety, depression, and neurodegenerative conditions. But by l-theanine not giving glutamate as much of a chance to bind to receptors because it is already there, it maintains a balance, prevents these conditions from happening, and leads to a more stress-free state of mind. Along with this, l-theanine is known to boost the production of alpha waves in the brain. Okay, so let me explain. The brain emits weak impulses called brain waves. There are different waves classified based on their frequency, and alpha waves are a type of brainwave. Alpha waves indicate a relaxed but alert mental state. They are the same waves created in meditation. So in conclusion, matcha is shown to provide more mental clarity, attention, and an enhanced brain performance. Furthermore, the combination of caffeine and l-theanine in matcha provides a stable boost of energy, but a relaxed mind. Matcha also has a special antioxidant called EGCG. Antioxidants prevent highly reactive and unstable molecules called free radicals from reacting with healthy cells to cause many illnesses like cancer, gene mutations, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's disease, and many heart conditions. Electrons surround atoms, and they are the things that get transferred as atoms bond together to form chemical bonds. Generally, atoms want 8 electrons in their outer shell because they are most complete and stable that way. Atoms also want their electrons to come in pairs, but free radicals have an unpaired electron and they will do anything and react with anything to complete that pair to get closer to the 8 electrons. But antioxidants donate that electron before they can do damage. These dangerous free radicals also negatively affect the skin, as they react with cells, change cell DNA, and speed up skin cell aging. So, EGCG in matcha slows down signs of aging, protects against UV damage, and boosts skin elasticity. Fun fact, matcha is one of the most antioxidant-packed foods in the world. It has 13 times more antioxidants than pomegranates, 15 times more than blueberries, and 125 times more than spinach. EGCG is also known to exfoliate dead skin cells to give your skin a younger looking complexion. Matcha also contains tannins, a yellow-brown bitter tasting organic substance present in plant tissues. The tannins are known to shrink skin pores and reduce production of oil causing acne. All this is why many skincare routines contain matcha. This antioxidant EGCG also improves the immune system and protects the body from various viruses and bacteria. For example, EGCG damages the viral envelope of the HIV virus. This envelope surrounding the virus is what protects the virus and allows it to infect other cells. So EGCG's interaction with it completely destroys the virus. And along with this, EGCG prevents viral replication by inhibiting reverse transcription, a process HIV viruses use to convert the virus's RNA to DNA and combine it with the target cell's DNA. It also suppresses the CD4 receptor, necessary for the HIV to enter a host cell. As you can see, there are many mechanisms through which matcha takes action against HIV. EGCG also inhibits the growth of the influenza virus. It is shown to agglutinate the viruses, which is basically clumping them together. And when too much is clumped together, the virus will not be able to get absorbed into the host cell. Matcha also fights and inhibits the spread of cancer. There is a process called de novo lipogenesis, or DNL, a metabolic pathway that converts excess carbs into fatty acids that are then stored for energy use. For cancer cells to grow and spread, the DNL pathway is intensified to meet the higher energy requirements for cell proliferation, basically an increase in the number of cancer cells through rapid division. Not only is the fat from the DNL pathway needed for sufficient energy, but it is needed structurally for the formation of cancer cells. So, the DNL pathway plays a huge role in the growth of cancer, but EGCG suppresses some key enzymes in the DNL pathway, so it can't supply the fat and energy to the new cancer cells. The EGCG in matcha also induces apoptosis, or the destruction of the cancer cell. Furthermore, the combination of EGCG and caffeine in matcha are shown to boost metabolism and increase the number of calories burned. Matcha also helps protect the body from heart attack and stroke by reducing the risk of atherosclerosis, or the clogging of arteries due to accumulation of fat on artery walls. Matcha inhibits enzymes that synthesize lipid, reduces lipid absorption, and suppresses platelet adhesion, or the clumping of red blood cells, reducing the likelihood of a blood clot. Matcha also induces the activation of nitric oxide, made in the endothelium layer. This nitric oxide is a gas that keeps blood vessels flexible and relaxed, crucial for their control over blood pressure. Along with this, matcha prevents inflammation of the vessels. If inflammation of blood vessels happens, it makes them thick, weak, and narrow, more likely to clog arteries with fat and form a blood clot, as blood cells have less room to travel, and when blood cells can't get to the brain or to the heart, it can cause a stroke or a heart attack. Matcha's anti-inflammatory properties make it great for injuries and conditions like arthritis. It is also shown to preserve cartilage and bone. And of course, it is a great source of many vitamins and minerals like potassium, phosphorus, calcium, iron, and vitamin C and E. Now, let's get to the fun part, ways to consume matcha. Of course, there's always the good old matcha green tea, but matcha's bittersweet flavor makes it much more versatile, especially in baking. It can be infused into practically anything: matcha ice cream, cake, cookies, pudding, donuts, smoothies, and there's even matcha chocolate. There are also many recipes for savory matcha dishes like matcha soup, spaghetti, hummus, and matcha popcorn.